In the great kingdom of Aloma, nestled among the rolling hills and lush forests, there lived a brave queen named Anyanwu with her husband Ikenga, the bravest warrior of her time. Queen Anyanwu was renowned for her wisdom, grace, and unwavering determination to protect her family and her people. Queen Anyanwu had already blessed her husband, King Ikenga, with 3 beautiful daughters, but the kingdom awaited an heir to the throne. The pressure weighed heavily on Queen Anyawu's shoulder, for she knew the importance of an heir in ensuring the stability of the kingdom. The king also was worried. Day and night he thinks, can this be a punishment from the gods? Is it that my lineage will go into extinction? What is really the problem? Why can't I have my own heir? The king was so worried he can't sleep. But as fate may have it, Queen Anyanwu found herself with child once more, and hope bloomed anew in the kingdom. The king was happy, and he cherished the queen so much. He hoped that this one would be the son he has always wished for. But one day, the king was having a nap in his chamber, and he had a dream where he saw his ancestors spoke to him and told him to rewrite the law that says that only men will rule Aloma kingdom. Then he woke up. He was trying to wrap his head around what he just saw in his dream. He couldn't understand it. Then he called for the chief priest. When the chief priest came, he told the chief priest about his dream. The chief priest said to him, Eze, I will consult the gods. Whatever they say, I will get back to you. Then the chief priest left. But followed suit was the king's brother, Okute, the very wicked and mean tyranny of a man. He followed suit and asked the Ezedibia, what did the king say? The Ezedibia told him what the king said and the dream he had. Okute became furious. He said that it is not going to happen in his time. Then he conspired with Aseme to eliminate the king so that he can take over the throne before the king will be able to rewrite the law that says that only men can rule the land of Aloma. Tragedy struck the kingdom when the king Ikenga fell ill and passed away before the child's birth, leaving the kingdom without a rightful heir. Before his passing, King Ikenga had confided in Queen Anyanwu, expressing his fears of his wicked brother Okute seizing the throne in the absence of a male heir. Determined to honor her husband's wish and safeguard the kingdom from Okute's tyranny, Queen Anyanwu swore an oath to protect her child and ensure that the throne remained in her husband's lineage. Months passed, and the Queen Anyanwu gave birth to a healthy baby girl. Despite the disappointment that swept through her heart at the news of another girl, Queen Anyanwu remained steadfast in her resolve. She knew that revealing the child's true gender would only invite danger and unrest, and it will make the kingdom to fall to the wrong hand, which is Okute, the brother of the late king. With unwavering courage, Queen Anyanwu devised a plan. To conceal the truth, she dressed her daughter in the finest garments traditionally reserved for prince, and she instructed her trust advisors and handmaiden to spread the rumors of a strong and valiant prince born to the royal family. The kingdom buzzed with excitement at the news of a long-awaited prince, and the queen watched as her people rallied behind the idea of a male heir. Meanwhile, she quietly nurtured her daughter, instilling in her the virtues of leadership and compassion that would one day be needed to rule the kingdom. Okwute was not happy with this news. He was angry, he was pissed off. Then he started devising a means to kill the prince. Years passed, and the young princess grew in wisdom and strength under her mother's guardians, which she knew the truth of her birth. She embraced her role as the kingdom's future ruler, ready to carry on her parents' legacy of courage and sacrifice. During her 18 years birthday, Okwute devised a means to poison the innocent Queen Ikenga, who was named after her father. He sent a maid to poison the queen in her chambers. But on getting to the chambers of their king, only for the maid to see that the king is a woman. She was in shock. The king is a woman. She ran out of the chambers and ran straight to Okwute and told her what her eyes have seen, that their king is a woman. Okwute was confused and asked her, "Are you sure of this information you gave me?" She said, "Yes, my lord. I saw her. King Ikenga II is a woman. She is a woman." Then Okwute was happy with this information. He stepped out and went straight to the chambers of the chief priest, who is his partner in crime, so that they can devise a plot to chase out the king and expose all the atrocities of the queen. Okwute, fueled by his thirst for power, conspired with the chief priest to uncover and expose deception orchestrated by Queen Anyanwu. Gathering false evidences and manipulating the minds of the people, Okwute accused Queen Anyanwu of treason and deceit, claiming she had hidden the true gender of her child to usurp the throne. The chief priest, swayed by promises of wealth and influence, lent his support to Okwute's treacherous scheme. The queen was called on the panel of chiefs in council, and she was tried and found guilty. But nobody listened to her own side of the story and what the king had told her, because Okwute never allowed her to speak. As a royal blood, her blood cannot be spilled in the kingdom, so she was sentenced to be banished into the evil forest, where wild animals will consume she and her daughter. And so, despite the cruelty of her fate and the treachery of those they once called king, Queen Anyanwu and her daughter pressed on, their hearts aflame with the hope of redemption and the promises of a brighter tomorrow. For even in the darkest of time, the light of courage and righteousness shall never be extinguished. They marched deeper into the forest, but the gods were with them. The gods never forget their own. The gods protected them from wild animals. The gods protected them from the crawling insects. They were enveloped with protection. No harm came to them as they marched deeper into the forest, looking for what to eat, looking for where to lay their heads. The gods made provisions for them. Meanwhile, in the land of Aloma, Okwute finally got what he wanted. As Okwute ascended to the throne with the aid of the treacherous chief priests, a shadow fell over the land, over the once striving kingdom of Aloma. The gods, angered by the deceit and betrayal that had tainted their sacred reign, unleashed their wrath upon the land. Strange and terrible things, omens, manifested through the kingdom, signaling the displeasure of the divine. Untimely deaths stalked the streets, claiming the lives of both young and old. The fields, once lush with beautiful harvests, withered under the scorching sun, plagued by drought and famine. Pregnant women, one symbol of hope and renewal, perished in childbirth, their cries echoing through the night as their life force faded away. Rivers ran red with blood, a great reminder of the bloodshed and injustice that had stained the kingdom's soil. King Okute murdered anyone that stand in his way. He eliminated any chieftain that speak against his rule. He was that cruel. Desperate cries for mercy rose up from the people, their prayers unanswered as the heavens remained silent, shrouded in darkness. Locusts descended upon the field, devouring what little remained of the crops, leaving behind dissolution and despair. Despite his newfound power, Okute found himself powerless in the face of the gods' fury. With each passing day, the kingdom descended further into chaos and despair. Its once proud people reduced to shadow of their former selves. But the gods continued to unleash their wrath upon the land, their judgment swift and unforgiving. And so, the kingdom of Aloma languished in darkness, a cautionary tale of the perils of greed and betrayal, a reminder of the fragile balance between mortals and the divine. As the wars continue to plague the kingdom of Aloma, the desperate cries of the people reach the ears of a wise diviner who reside in the 7 mountains. Guided by the vision and ancient prophecies, the diviner unraveled the mystery behind the kingdom's sufferings. With solemn reverence, the diviner shared the prophecy that had long been foretold, a prophecy of a woman destined to rule the great land of Aloma with wisdom and grace, blessed by the gods themselves. Yet, the gods' chosen one had been cast out and left to perish in the depths of the evil forest, thwarted by the treachery of men. Filled with remorse and determination, the diviner offered a glimmer of hope to the people. She called upon 7 hearty men, very hefty and tall. They are warriors, chosen for their strength of body and purity of heart, to embark on a perilous journey into the heart of the evil forest. These men would be prepared spiritually, their souls fortified against the darkness that lurk in the woods of the evil forest. With prayers on their lips and courage in their hearts, the 7 men set forth into the unknown, guided by the diviner's wisdom and the flickering light of hope. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, as the men ventured deeper into the heart of the forest. Their resolve tested at every turn, yet fueled by the promise of redemption, belief in their sacred mission, they pushed forward, determined to fulfill their destiny and uncover the truth that lay hidden in the shadows. They were tested by spirits in the woods, in the evil forest, enchanted demons, powers, but they were protected by the spirit of the great diviner. And then, at long last, they stumbled upon a clearing path, ethereal light. There amidst the ancient trees and whispering winds, they beheld a sight that filled their hearts with joy and gladness. Queen Anyanwu and her daughter, standing tall and resolute, their spirits unbroken despite the trials they have endured in the forest with tears of joy and reverence. The men knelt down before their king, their voices rising in gratitude and reverence for the one whom the gods has chosen to lead them. And as they journeyed back to the kingdom, their souls ablaze with newfound purpose. They knew that the dawn of a new era was upon them. Guided by the wisdom and grace of their rightful queen, the wisdom of the old. As Queen Ikenga and Anyanwu, her mother, emerged from the depths of the evil forest, they were enveloped in a divine aura of protection, guided and guarded by the benevolent spirits that dwell within the ancient woods. Upon their return to the kingdom of Aloma, the sound of the great Ikolo echoed through the land, signaling the long-awaited homecoming of their rightful ruler, King Ikenga II, the first of her name. Villagers, overcame with joy and relief, flocked to the palace gates, their hearts swelling with anticipation at the sight of their beloved queen and the daughter. As Queen Anyanwu and King Ikenga stepped foot into the palace, a miraculous sight unfolded before their eyes. The heavens opened, releasing a torrential downpour that washed away the stains of sorrows and injustice that had plagued the kingdom for so long. The people, jubilant and awestruck, danced in the rain, their voices raised in praise and gratitude for the God's divine favor. For a very long time, this is the first time they have seen rain, with the blessings of the heavens raining down upon them. Queen Ikenga ascended to her rightful place upon the throne, her mother's legacy of wisdom and grace shining brightly within her. Surrounded by the love and support of her people, she vowed to rule with compassion and justice. And so, under the watchful gaze of the heavens and the protective embrace of the divine, King Ikenga II ushered in a new era of prosperity and harmony for the kingdom of Aloma. Her reign, marked by peace, prosperity, and the enduring legacy of her family's courage and sacrifice. The judgment of the gods came upon Okute and the chief priest. The chief priests were judged by the gods themselves. He was struck while he slept. He was struck dead, while Okute was struck with blindness. He lived all his years in anguish and in pain while he was alive. While King Ikenga II, the first of her name, the ruler of the great kingdom of Aloma, the bringer of peace, the bringer of prosperity, the bringer of love and harmony, ruled the land of Aloma with the gods watching over her as she upheld the staff of the staff of authority of her ancestors.